Hi everyone, Omeza here. Welcome to my third part of this particular tutorial. So today we're gonna actually be taking care of this very slider where we can actually hide and show our slider and actually put all the sliders together right here and actually give the first VBA code that is going to actually do that wonder for us. It's a very short VBA code that is going to do this particular wonder, and after that we're going to actually format our slider to sit right the way it is, like this. So, and the next we're going to be doing is just for we to actually create a second chart where we can actually show the line chart and as well at the same time show the column chart, and as well right here I'm going to take care of this as well, where we have this particular chart be hidden and now we want to show it up. So every single time we make all those chart visible, we can still actually use the sliders on them, like what we have right here right now. Automatically it's going to filter just like what we have right now. So this is exactly what we're going to be doing today. If you've not watched the first tutorial, so I think the first and the second tutorial, you should actually take care of that, because I'm going to be leaving a link below this very video where you can actually click to watch those previous tutorial you actually missed. So let us get on it. So I'm going to click at the top right here and go to view, and from view we're going to hit on switch window, and here is it, YouTube bless it, VBA dashboard. Okay, here we are. In the previous video we've actually created all this. As you can see, it's looking very nice, but all those toggle buttons that is actually switching the charts are not really available for now because we've not actually gotten to that particular area. Okay, currently we're gonna actually be dealing with the sliders. So in the previous video we've actually got to this, and here with this we can actually show our cost of goods, so we can show our sales. But right now what we're going to be creating is just the sliders and actually give it a very nice formatting, and actually click on here we can hide our slider, and we can actually click on this place again and show our slider, but it's really working the way we already wanted it right now. Let's get on it. So I'm going to go to data sheet here where we have analysis right on. So I'm going to have to get this closed. I don't need it. So I'm going to close this as well. So now we concern ourselves about the sliders. I'm going to place my cursor right here and go to the top. I'm going to check this particular analyze, and here is the slider. So what I'm going to add slider for week, I'm going to add slider for product, region, and I'm going to add slider for month. Those are the first sliders I really need to add. So now after I've added the slider, I'm going to be taking care of what I really want those sliders to filter. So I want the slider to filter this particular train here as well. So I'm going to actually do the connection right here. Maybe you've not seen this kind of connection before. This is a very nice way to make a connection. So right now I want all the sliders, all the filters I want on the slider. Those are all the four sliders I have right here right now. So I want all those four sliders to filter this. I'm going to actually check everything right here, and I'm going to say okay right now. So within any slider I place right now, we definitely filter this and filter this as well. Can you see that? So this slider can filter everything we have right there, even the weekday. But what about this? What is happening right here is the top three that we have. So now the top three, I'm going to actually click on it and go to the top right here, and I'm going to hit on this filter connection. There are different ways to actually add filter to your work, so I'm going to check everything right here. So now you can see it's working right now. So I'm gonna remove the month. So if you look at it right now, we've shown you the top month. So right here, if you look at it, it's not really cool to actually filter it with the month. So what we're gonna do right now is to click back right here and actually go to same place, click on analyze, and hit right here and deactivate the month like this. So every single time we click on the month, it's not going to filter, because we want to filter the month based on this, but we can filter the weekday. So in this weekday, in the weekday like Tuesday, how much sales do we really make? So we can actually have it filtered like that. So you can click on this and do the same thing to it as well. So now here is the region part of it. So I'm going to actually click on this and actually make sure I have it filtered as well. So now can you see that? So we only have for one region. That means we don't have the reason why we are having this is because we don't have to use region to filter region. Like we have region clicked right here, so every single time we make a filter, it's going to filter down to one region. So we don't want it so we don't want to filter region with regions. I'm going to actually go right here and remove that region, and I hit OK, have it shown back, right? So if you don't have it shown, you just go and actually clear filter. So right now it's back. So here we go. I'm going to click on this and I'm going to place my slider. The first slider is going to be on this as well. Okay, nicely done. I think as you can see right here we have a slider. You can see we can move it, so we've actually set our slider right on its panel. But if you look at it right now, it's not really working. We can actually hide and unhide the slider the way it is. But before we do that, we want to actually apply some kind of the same color to it. I'm gonna hit on this, click on this and go to the formatting and actually apply formatting to it. So I'm gonna go to the top right here and hit on options, and right here I already have my custom slider style. So if I click it, this is what I'm gonna have. But still it's not really some kind of looking like what I really want. So right now I want to hide most of those things we have the way I really wanted it. I'm going to click at the top right here and I'm going to hit this particular insert. So right now what I'm going to get is actually this particular type of shape. So I'm going to get it and I'm going to have to so I have it covered. So right now I'm going to right click and bring up this particular format shape right here. So now we look for the color. Say okay, I'm going to say a line. So now what I'm going to do is for me to duplicate this, bring it down to this particular aspect and have it covered. So I'm going to duplicate the same thing. I'm going to do the same exactly. So I'm going to have to click on this right now and merge it together, right? So I'm going to have to group this. So click on this and have this clicked. So I'm going to group this together as well. So I'm gonna have to group this finally. So right now if you look at it, we have it's more professional the way it is right now. So we can actually leave this filter to filter our data with to clear filter. But right now if you look at it, if we click on this particular shape right here, what we're gonna see is that we can actually feel like we can move them together, but we don't want to move them together. What we want to do is just for we to actually make them as one shape. So I'm gonna click on this and apply the same thing. By grouping this together will give us the flexibility to actually hide all of them at the same time. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to right click and have them grouped. So I'm going to have them grouped like this. So now it's together. If I actually move this, it's going to move along with the slices. So right now here is it. So I'm going to go to the top right here and show you something that is going to be very much important if you want to actually have this done nicely. So I'm going to go to the shape or the form. So now we have it grouped and it has a name grouped. But if you want to change the name grouped, and you can go right here, I'm going to actually pick up my display selection panel. So here is the group. I can actually decide to name my group, and I'm going to name this group to be sliders panel. I'm going to put underscore panel. Exactly. So I'm going to copy this away from here right now. I'm going to copy this away from here, and that is all. So we've named it to be slider panel. So now I can now feel like, okay, let me close this right now. So if we now click on this, what are we gonna see right here? So we have a slider panel instead of that. So right now we're going to be first VBA to actually have it to be like what we have right here, that we can actually show and show and hide it just like this. So let us get on it. So the first time we're gonna be writing VBA on this. So this is very nice development, right? I'm gonna click at the top right here and hit on developer. So hitting on developer, you can actually click on this Visual Basic. So if it is your first time and you can't find developer, just right click on any of this right here, just click on customize ribbon. So it's going to display pop-up right now. So here we go, we have this pop-up. So what you're going to have, the reason why you're not going to have it right there is just because it's unchecked. So all you need to do is just for you to check it and actually hit OK. So because I have it, I'll just cancel and go to the top and I have it selected. So right now use this Visual Basic right here. So here we are. I'm going to close this and actually have to go right here, and I'm going to actually click on this. I'm going to have to close this because I have VBA written right here. It's showing up, so I don't really want it. So right now we're going to say goodbye to this. Oh, not really this, I mean this particular one right here. Yeah, I'm going to say goodbye to this very one that is showing up on the code of VBA. So right now don't save because I don't have anything to lose. So right now we can actually go and actually place this. For the first time, what we are seeing is empty, right? So we don't really see anything right here. So now we're going to start to write our VBA for the first time. We're going to click on this and go right here, go to I'm going to go to insert. Now we are going to insert a very module right here. So I'm going to insert module. So right here, this is the environment where we're going to be writing our script, just to make sure we put it on enough. But what are we going to do? How are we going to do that? I told you it's a basic something that everyone can do. If you just give me your attention right now, I'm going to show you how that is done. So the first thing we're going to do, because we're going to be having a lot of VBAs right here that's going to do a lot of things, so we need to actually name this particular one to be something like this. So I'm going to say sub. So show, I'm going to sub show underscore hide underscore slices. So right now if I hit enter, so I'm gonna have this. So now this is it. My code is going to be sitting between this sub and end sub right here. The reason why I'm having that is that because I'm going to have a lot of VBA codes right here that's going to be doing different things. So now this is marking the territory of this particular code right here, that okay, whatever is being right here, if there's been called and key if to a particular shape right there, so do this. So anything that comes down right here is not going to have any effect over this. So let us see how we can actually get to do that. So I'm going to say if active sheet. So if active sheet dot shape, so dot shapes, I'm gonna put up my bracket. I'm gonna have to put this particular panel we just named. If you remember this, we named this particular panel the other time. I'm gonna show, don't worry, I'm gonna actually give you more explanation about this right now. So we're gonna say dot visible. So dot visible is equal to false. So I'll explain for the right to you. So I'm gonna say then I hit enter. So now what I'm trying to do right now is this. If active sheet, the active sheet is actually this particular, the active sheet is this sheet we have this to write in, and this slicer panel is actually this very slicer we actually have right now. So if active sheet and this, in the active sheet, this slicer, like this slicer panel, this whole slicer we have right here is the visibility is false, which means it doesn't really show like what it is right now. So I want you to actually show it up if this particular show high slider has been clicked, and we're going to actually begin with this action to this particular button right here. So right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to say active sheet dot shape. So I'm going to be doing the same thing. So I gave it the same thing. I can recycle through my codes, that is cool. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to say the visibility now. So the visibility is going to be equal to true. So right now set the visibility true. If it is clicked, you have to show it. So right now if you show it, and I'm done with what I want to do, I want to actually click this place and actually make it disappear. So what I'm going to do, and how am I going to do that? So I'm going to say else. So I'm going to say else if that is not true and it's already showing, I want to actually hide. So what I'm going to do is still to do the same thing again, so I can recycle through my code. I always tell you to recycle through your function or code wherever. So I'm going to have this right here. So all I'm going to change right now is this particular one right here to what? To false. so rise to false. So right now we are done with what we want to do right now exactly. So every single if open needs to be closed. So the next thing we're going to be doing right now is to have our if closed. I'm going to say and if. So now this is cool. I can actually make sure I hit enter, and I'm going to bring this code close to this. I wanted to have some kind of space between two of them right here, and here we go. I need a little space right now. So now we can see how this works. So right now, before we actually go back again, I'm gonna actually click on this. So just watch here and see what happens. So now it's hidden. Automatically it's hidden because our code is really working. But we want to actually test it out and see. You can actually go and hit on this view Microsoft. So now here we go. So we can't find it again. If we click on this, it's not really working. But how can we bring our slider back on? I'm going to right click and actually go to assign macro, and here we go. We have our show and hide slider right here. I'm going to double click on it, and already we have it. So I'm going to click right here right now. So what I want to do is to make it appear automatically, and actually I'm going to be using the slider. If I click on it, let's see what we have right here. It's not really showing, and we want to see why it's not showing. I'm going to go back to my code and see and make a verification of that. So now already we've seen if active sheet.shapes slider panel. So I'm gonna click on this. It's showing right now. Click, it's not showing. Click and click. Okay, fine. Let's see what the problem is. Why is this toggle is not actually showing it as well? So now I'm clicking on this. Make sure it's being clicked. I'm gonna right click and I'm gonna say assign macro. So here we go. I'm gonna say okay to this, and now we're gonna test it out again. Okay, it's not really showing it, so I'm gonna actually have to delete this away from here to get another shape that is gonna actually work for me. Okay, let us quickly craft another shape that is gonna work for us right there. So I'm gonna actually make sure I make it smaller, just like this. I'm gonna make it this way, and I can now duplicate this and actually bring this right here. I can duplicate one more time, so I can click on both of them right now and go to the top right here and make sure I hit on this. I'm gonna say left. So that is it. I'm gonna say this, and okay, fine. I think I have it like this. So I'm gonna control okay, let me just right click here and actually bring this format object. So right now the line, I'm gonna say no line, and the fill right now is going to be white. So the fill is going to be white right here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have to group this together. I'm gonna click on group, and I have something like this. I can bring it on right here. So someone should ask me why am I having this. So because this somebody might click outside of it, so I'm gonna have this one placed on top of this, and if I have this placed on top of this, I'm gonna actually make the transparency to be what, to be some kind of 100%. That is exactly what it is. So now this is what we need, right? So right now I have to remove the outline color of this particular shape right now. So I'm gonna click on this, and I'm gonna go to align and say the outline itself. So right now what I'm gonna do is for me to right click on this and actually go assign macro, and here we go. I click on it and actually hit on insert. Exactly, we have this. So if I actually click on this macro right here, I have it disappear. If I click back on it, I have it disappear. Can you see how beautiful this is? This is exactly what we really want to achieve, and we've actually achieved this right now. So I can go back to my macro and show you something again that you need to actually know about. So now let us recap what we've done right here. Now the reason why we are trying to do this, you can actually add a comment. So if you want to add a comment, just have this single quotation and actually say we are trying, okay, to show and hide these sliders. We're trying to show and hide the sliders with this simple code. So now this simple code. So now here is a comment. So right now we've created this out because it's a comment. It's not really having an effect on this right now. So the first thing we did is just for we to actually name our code. So what this is going to be doing, and you can see it shows right here. We have it declared. So right now we apply this to this particular one right here, so that every single time we have another new called right here. We're gonna actually name it another sub, and we give it the name we really want to actually have right there. So it's gonna show up when we want to assign it to the button. So right now, this if active sheet dot shape is actually doing something like the active sheet, the current sheet we are into right now. The object we have right there is a shape. Just sorry, yeah, it's a shape. The shape had been renamed to something like this, or sliders panel. It has been renamed. So if the visibility is actually false in the first instance, if it is false, meaning it doesn't show, it's hidden. So we're gonna say, okay, if that is the case, we want to actually show we have this visibility right here to be true. That means every single time this is clicked, just like what we have right here, it should be true. Right now, if I click on it, it's actually true. This is actually the action that happened. And if this is not the case, right now is else, so we're gonna say else. Just active shape. This particular slider pattern right now is not showing. It's now showing, right? It's true right here. So I want it to be false. So right now is now false. So if I want to show it again, I click on this, it's true. If I click on this again, this is the action that happens right now. Every single time it's not showing, it's actually false. This is exactly what I want you to understand. I believe you can see how simple this code is and how you can actually make use of this. Alright, you can manipulate this kind of code in any manner to do different things in your dashboard. So I think this is going to give you a very good head up right now on how to use VBA to actually make your dashboard very, very unique. So right now we've learned something right on this particular type of part of tutorial. So we can actually go ahead right now and do some cool things with our dashboard. Every single time you create a dashboard, you can actually make a dashboard to look very, very, nice with this kind of, way. Now we can filter our data with this. Very cool, right? Now can you see that everything is actually shifting the way it should be? Alright, now I want to say thank you very much for watching. Watch the next part and actually avail yourself of the opportunity of clicking on the link below this very video to actually go to my other dashboard and actually take a look at how we created those beautiful dashboard, and how you can actually avail yourself the opportunity of creating a very nice one just like this as well. I want to say thank you very much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you've not been a subscriber on my YouTube channel, and actually share this to your colleagues at work or to your friends or your family. I believe you will want to do that.